Hey everyone, this is Nancy Faulkner. She's my sales manager with Celebrity Cruises. Nancy, thank you so much for stopping in to take time to chat with us today.
Oh, you're so welcome, Stephanie, and thank you for asking me to drop in.
Awesome, awesome. Y'all, we're going to talk about the retreat a good bit today. That's some celebrity ship within a ship concept. If you've never done cruising this way, this is the best way to do it. You have butler service, concierge service, private goodies all around. So I'm going to give the floor over to Nancy and let her educate you on it, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, everybody, just a second while I share my screen and bring up the presentation.
We tried to do a video, but it would not cooperate with us. Oh, and while we're at it, before we get started, today's recording date is February 24th of 2025. So everything that Nancy's going to talk about today is effective today, but may not be applicable in 2026. So just keep that in mind. There's
And
that beautiful
Stephanie,
video, Nancy.
thank you for pointing that out. Well, this is actually just the introduction screen. This isn't really even a video, it's just images that are rotating while
Uh-huh.
the presentation is loading in the background.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Well, I want to go there and dip my feet in that water.
Yeah, so do I. So, hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here today to talk to you about celebrity cruises. And I am going to skip this intro video because for some reason the sound is not working. And I do apologize for that. But as you can see, they're having a great time. So when you come on Celebrity, that's what you can expect as well. So at Celebrity Cruises, it's not a tagline per se, but our marketing program right now is all about the fact that nothing comes close to celebrity cruises. Because celebrity is different, as in you'll never want to vacation any other way, kind of different. We've elevated every detail beyond what you thought a vacation should be. You'll enjoy the intimate feel and thoughtful service of a smaller ship, or as Stephanie mentioned, the ship within a ship, but also the variety and excitement of a bigger one and experiences you won't find anywhere else. So, whether you want to explore the world or just get away for a short little break, nothing comes close to celebrity cruises. So, a little bit about our fleet. Our oldest series of ships, because of course everybody has their ships that are older, is our Millennium series. They're the smallest of our ocean going vessels. So they're able to get into, sorry about that, they're able to get into some ports that some of our other ships can't get into. For example, Seward, Alaska, and some of the ports over in Japan. And we have the Millennium, the Infinity, the Summit, and the Constellation. Our next set of ships is our Solstice series. They were designed with the foodie in mind and those that really love nature. And I say that because we actually have a live grass lawn on the top of the ship. And yes, we actually have a ship employee whose job it is to maintain the grass, believe it or not. We have some amazing specialty dining venues on our Solstice series ships, and we have the Solstice, Equinox, and Eclipse. These three ships have a hot glass show, and then the Silhouette and Reflection in that same area have the Lawn Club Grill. And then we have our latest series of ship, our Edge series. These are our most modern technology driven ships that we have. They were built using 3D modeling. It was a very cool concept when Edge was being built and getting to experience all that at the main office in Miami. And we go to destinations all over the world: Alaska, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, and many other ports. We have Celebrity and Edge, which are true sister ships. Then we have Celebrity Beyond, had a couple of changes. Same with Ascent. And then coming in November of this year is Celebrity XL. And that's going to be exciting because we're going to have 7 new experiences or areas on the ship. And we've only announced one so far, and that's called the Bazaar. So I'll talk a little bit about that when we get to another slide. Couple more images from our Edge series. On the left, you have our theater. Not quite theater in the round, but it's definitely not your traditional theater with curtains like you would have on our other ships. In the center is our martini bar called the Plaza, which is a main focus area of the ship. And then on the right is our rooftop garden. Beautiful area up on the top deck. Again, all Edge series. So a couple of key points about our fleet. With the Millennium series, we do have a rooftop terrace area, giant screen up there. They'll do music up there, movies up there, all kinds of different things. They are a slightly more intimate ship and can get to some of the harder to reach destinations. And some of the specialty dining venues on here is Tuscan Grill, which is an Italian steakhouse, Le Petit Chef, which is an animated dining experience, and Sushi on Five.
Love, love
Then,
Petit Chef. That's such a
oh,
cute concept.
isn't it great?
It's
I
so
loved it the
unique.
first time I got to do it.
Yes.
And then Solstice has the Lawn Club, as I mentioned. She's this series also has a live tree in the middle of the elevator lobby, suspended between the elevators. Really cool. Um, it's a great combination of destination and onboard experience options. And some of the specialty restaurants are Murano, which is that French silver dome style. They bring all the dishes out, reveal everybody's dish at the same time. They have some tableside dishes that are prepared for you. Another great dining experience. You probably can't pick up on the fact that I love the food on our ships. Um, as I mentioned, two of the ships have the Lawn Club Grill. Um, Another amazing experience. It used to be that you could go up and if you wanted to prepare your own dish with a chef's help, but yeah, that thing that happened a few years back kind of put a stop to that, unfortunately. But it is amazing. And then our Edge series, first ship's designed fully in 3D. Instead of one main dining room, it has four main dining rooms, each one with a different theme. With that, 75% of the menu is the same, whichever dining room you're in, but then 25% is geared towards the theme of that restaurant. So whether it's Mediterranean, American, French, or Italian, that's where you get the fluctuation within the menus. And then some of the lovely restaurants we have on Edge series, Fine Cut, that's our steakhouse, Le Grand Bistro, French bistro, just like it sounds. It's also where Le Petit Chef takes place. Raw on Five. We have our area called the Destination Gateway. And besides doing lectures down there, if we are using our launches, or as other people call them, tenders, that is where you would board those. We have the rooftop garden. This ship has infinite verandas. It has the magic carpet on the side. You might be able to see it right here in this picture. And what that does is, depending on the time of day, if we're at sea or in port, it'll be at a different level on the ship. So it could be all the way downstairs as the destination gateway and your access to the launches. It could be on deck 5, where it's an extension of Raw on 5. It could be up on deck 14, where it's an extension and a nice bar off of the resort deck. And at least once a cruise, we try to take it up to deck 16 for a dining experience called Dinner on the Edge. But of course, that does depend on the weather. So we can't guarantee that every cruise. And then we have our area Eden, which I will show you shortly.
And all of those restaurants are fantastic. I've been to, I think, all of them.
Yeah, I think you have. I think we talked
Mhm.
about that
Yeah.
before. So specifically to our retreat experience. Now, the retreat are our suites. And whether you're in an entry-level suite or the top suite on the ship, you have access to the retreat sun deck, which is your own private sun deck. Please note, all of the Edge series ships have a pool, and then a couple of the other ships will have a retreat sun deck with hot tubs. Not every ship has a retreat sun deck, so you would need to double check with Stephanie, and if she's not sure, she'll ask me, just to make sure you know heading in what you're into. We also have the retreat lounge. It may be called the retreat lounge, it may be called Michael's Club, but it is a private lounge for our retreat guest. And then, then there is Lumine, and that is the dining for our retreat guest. Oh my goodness, it is amazing. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, doesn't matter. You've gotta try Lumine at some point, but you can only do that if you're in the retreat. Now, here's images of just a couple of our retreat suites. On the left is the penthouse. It's a 2-bedroom suite. Great suite. I happen to love the penthouse suite. On the Edge Villa, pictured in the middle, it is the only suite with direct access to the retreat sun deck. And that is through the upstairs bedroom. But another unique feature of the Edge Villa is, and it's hard to see in this picture, but right here on your balcony or veranda, you have your own private plunge pool, which I think is the coolest thing ever.
That's one
And
of the
then we have,
most amazing rooms at sea, in my opinion. We got to tour it at conference one year, and it is
ah,
so amazing.
yeah, they're pretty cool. And then there's the iconic suite. I mean, what else can I say than other than the name? There's 2 on each Edge series ship, and they are one deck above the bridge. I mean, the view is absolutely amazing. And then just some of the services and amenities. All suites come with the premium drink package and the premium Wi-Fi included. Every suite, again, whether it's entry level or the top iconic suite, has butler service. And food and drink, you can have in-suite breakfast, lunch, dinner service, complimentary stocked minibar, afternoon tea, daily delights. I mean, it truly is an elevated experience. A little bit more about dining and drinks. Just a couple of our specialty venues pictured here. Le Voyage is Daniel Boulud's restaurant at sea, and that is only on Beyond and Ascent. And of course, I'm assuming it will be on Excel. They haven't really announced the dining to us yet. That will be coming out soon. This is part of the area in Eden, Le Petit Chef, as Stephanie and I mentioned. It is such a cool experience.
And don't the shows change in there, like per ship or something along that line?
There's actually 5 different shows, and there's usually 2 per ship. Can't tell you what ship's going to have which at the time, but you come in, you sit down, it's a set menu, and there is an alternate, but the animation is for the set menu because they can't sit there and try to program if you're picking the one alternate dish that's offered. But you sit down, animation is projected down on the plate, and this little chef comes out, or the little chef and his friends come out, and they'll make the dish and they'll make that appetizer. And then when the animation stops, your server will come and put that dish right in front of you. It is the
Very cool.
coolest experience. And then the top right is just an image from Murano. You can see the charger underneath the plate, and it's really cool when the silver domes come out. I love all that. And of course, we have our complimentary venues as well. You know, maybe you've been having dinner in Luminae every night and you want something different or you just want a quick bite, you can run to the Ocean View Cafe, which is our buffet area. Depending on the ship, you either have a single main dining room or four main dining rooms if you want to try those out. And we also have Cafe El Baccio, which is our coffee bar. But they also have a small section that in the morning it has croissants, in the afternoon sandwiches, and in the evening, oh, a bunch of desserts. It's a very popular place.
And you're making me hungry with all of these beautiful pictures.
Yeah, that happens to me every time I do this. And then
Right?
some of the images from our bars and lounges. Bottom left is Cafe El Baccio, our coffee bar. Top is our sunset bar. Design varies by ship, but it's a very popular area. And depending on the ship, on either the port or starboard side, that is one of the few designated smoking areas on the ship because it is outdoors. Um, and then it looks like we have three different pictures from the Martini Bar. That's funny.
Well, it is a fun place. And let's not forget the light up piano light chandelier thingy.
Oh yeah, the chandelier show is pretty cool when that takes place.
Yeah.
I do love it. It is a hot spot regardless which ship you're on. So just a little bit about some entertainment and then onboard activities that we have. We have, this is just three of our production shows that we have. We have a couple more, but they only had so much room on the slide. Elements, Stage Door, and Art. And they are all amazing. I love the shows that we have on our ships. And I would love for you guys to go come back and give us some feedback because we
They
love to
are
hear
they are
feedback.
great. I've seen Elements and it's amazing what they can do in
Yep.
that show.
Yep. And we have live music throughout the ship. Just a couple of images to kind of give you an idea. And then one of my favorite areas, spa. Um, Spa and wellness. We have our spas on all of our ships, and we also have a pretty extensive fitness center on our ships. I try to make it there at least once a cruise. It's probably not happening every day, but I do try at least once.
You're doing better than me.
At some point, I got to take a little bit of a healthy step there.
I quit putting it in the suitcase. I would always pack it, and then I was like, well, that was just wasted space.
Well, for me, it's shorts and a t-shirt. I don't bring a
Okay.
special workout outfit. I just make sure I bring my tennies. That's a key element.
There you go.
But depending on the ship you're on, it's either the Persian Garden or the Sea Thermal Suite. Um, One of our suite categories is an aqua suite. And if you book the aqua suite, you have unlimited access to the Persian Garden or Sea Thermal Suite. Whereas just the regular suites, and that sounds funny, I know, you would have to purchase a pass to have access. So I did want to point that out. And we have some beautiful high-end shopping. I support my company very well every time I sail because I can't resist the shopping.
Yeah, that Effie shop right there in the middle gets me in trouble every time.
Yeah, me too. I do say I do love my shopping. And it's so convenient that it's there on the ship while you're at sea.
And tax free.
Yes. Well, to a limit. If you spend a little too much, they catch you when you get off.
Yeah, I've been escorted off the ship before.
Yeah, they've met me. My name's been on that list. Yes, please
Yep,
step over
yep,
this way. Customs would
yep,
like to have a chat with you.
yep. And everybody's blindsided by it, including security. They're like, "What?"
Yeah,
I've been there too.
it's pretty funny. It
It
really
is.
is. Of course, we have casinos on all our ships. Um, One thing I do want to point out, our casinos are non-smoking. Actually, most of the ship is non-smoking. There's just a few designated smoking areas. We also have something for our smaller cruisers. We do have the four different age groups broken down. And I'll leave this up here for a second in case anyone's interested in reading some of what's on there, because I'm not going to run through all of it. But mainly, our Campus C program is based on STEM. So science, technology, you know, on the Solstice Series ships, they do the camp out at night with the tents and the little faux fires and make s'mores. Um, on some of the other ships, depending on the number of kids in that age group, it could be messing with drones, robotics, other things like that.
Nancy, one thing a lot of people that I talk to don't understand is how thoroughly vetted your counselors are
Well,
with the
they
background.
all they all go through training. I don't have the list of certifications that they have to go through. I can definitely get that for you, Stephanie.
I know that they're all thoroughly vetted, and most of them, I think they all have to have 4-year degrees in either
Hmm.
education or um, physical education, something along those lines. So I
Right.
tell clients all the time, you're not just passing your child over to an unsafe environment with a, a Craigslist babysitter.
Yeah.
You can
No,
feel confident and comfortable leaving your child there.
absolutely. No, they get vetted. That is for sure. And I mean, everyone I know whose child has gone into the program, they've loved it.
Hmm.
Absolutely loved it.
Hmm.
Um, I know of one guest that had booked. Their child doesn't really or didn't really like cruising because they didn't like the kids' programs. And they booked on Celebrity last year. Their 7-year-old went to the children's program, came back, said, I love this. When are we going again? And
Love it.
they booked like four more cruises while they were on board. So it obviously made an impression,
Yes.
you know, which that was nice to hear. We do have pickleball on most of our ships, not all of our ships, but on most of them, we do offer pickleball. Just keep in mind it is not a regulation size court because that's a little hard to do. We also offer shore excursions. You can do your own shore excursion if you want something built specifically for you. You just need to submit the request. We have an experienced team that will put it together and then come back to you with a quote. We have our small group discoveries if you like to go about in a slightly smaller group, or we have our standard destination highlights if that's something that you're interested in. And then we have ship experiences. We have a sketch and sip class, sushi making classes, uh, wine and whiskey tastings. I'm going on the ship in a couple weeks. I'm doing the wine tasting. My sister's doing the whiskey tasting. It's all about what you like.
Do both.
You could. And we have behind the scenes tours. On Solstice and Millennium, we have the VIP helipad experiences. So there's a lot of different things that you can do while you're on board the ship that are just tied to the ship. And then on Celebrity Ascent, we have a small area where we offer private experiences. Could be a personal karaoke party, a deluxe movie night, game day streaming, the golf simulator. But again, that is only on Celebrity Ascent.
You can have your own party. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be great for multi-gen
It
families
is.
traveling together. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then just a quick overview of where we go. And, don't get whiplash as I run through the slides really quick. Um, just like everyone else, we pretty much go everywhere. I don't know how else to put that. Um, But let's see here. We have Alaska. We have three ships sailing to Alaska. We have round trip out of Seattle, round trip out of Vancouver, and then northbound, southbound. And that's where our cruise tours come in. If you want to extend your trip and go more inland while you're in Alaska. If you're going there, I highly recommend. I love the Alaska cruise tours. They're
That's
just absolutely amazing.
beautiful. It's stunning.
Have you had a chance to do that yet, Stephanie?
I have. I did it this past summer, and I'm a Caribbean girl, a warm weather girl. So I went just for research, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to go do this, get it done with, so that I can say I've done it and get the experience. And I'm ready to go again. I mean, like, it was just words cannot describe the beauty and the majesty and the stunning scenery there. It's just beautiful
Yeah, it's awe-inspiring. It
and
really
peaceful.
is.
Yes.
And of course, we go to the Caribbean because we all go to the Caribbean.
Everybody's got to go there.
Well, especially during the winter.
Especially after the winter we've had.
Oh, it's been crazy.
Alaska's not looking appealing right now, but come June, we'll all be wanting Alaska.
Oh, yes. And if you're looking for Alaska, maybe start looking at next year's Alaska because this one's
Right.
selling out pretty
Yep.
fast.
Yep.
And then, of course, we go to Europe. We usually have 6 or 7 ships in Europe, depending on the year.
Which I tell people all the time, that is the way to see Europe because you only have to pack and unpack one time.
Oh, absolutely. Now
Having
let's
to
see if I
pack up and
accidentally
move,
skipped one. I
pack
did
up and
accidentally
move.
skip one. We go to Asia as well. And then Australia and South Pacific. I want to go see the
I want to go there.
kangaroos.
I
I
don't know why I
haven't,
want to see the kangaroos because I think they're mean.
well, I want to see them from a distance because, yes, I've heard
Okay.
they're mean.
Yeah.
And North America, okay, it cracks me up that they titled this North America. But it actually reflects, cruises to Bermuda, Canada, New England, New Orleans, but they called it North America. It's just one of those things that cracked me up. And of course, we have our ocean crossings or transatlantics, as most people refer to them, but it also covers Trans-Pacific. So I think that's why they call it ocean crossings.
Yeah.
South America. We do have accessible cruising. So for anyone with special needs, we do have that. And I think that pretty much wraps up my presentation.
Well, I know one location that you didn't have in the locations. You didn't put anything about the Galapagos.
Well, because we were talking specifically about
The
retreat,
retreat. That's true.
I and with the Flora, which is our ship in the Galapagos, which is purpose built for the Galapagos, every stateroom is a suite. They are all suites on the ship. It's 50 rooms, all suites. Um, but you don't have a retreat lounge. You don't have Luminae because there's only 100 passengers on the ship. It's a much smaller vessel. So for that intent, I did not have that in this presentation.
Makes
But
total
if you'd
sense.
like, we could always do another video specifically for the Galapagos. I could even bring on our Galapagos expert who could go into more detail about the ports of call as well. And Stephanie, I'm going to stop sharing if that's okay.
Okay, sure. All right. So thank y'all for taking time to listen to this. Thank you, Nancy, for taking time out of your busy schedule to come sit with us for a little while. I appreciate it and taking time to put the presentation together. So I hope y'all are as excited about Celebrity as I am. I have not actually been in the retreat yet. That is on my list to do this summer. So
You have to. You have
I
to,
do. I
Stephanie. That's
do.
what I'm doing in 2 weeks.
And I'm gonna do one of the ones on the big ships that has the private pool deck because you don't
Yes.
realize how important that private pool deck is. A lot of people that say they don't like cruising haven't cruised the correct way. In the
Yeah.
retreat is the correct way where you can go out and have, just like you said at the beginning of the presentation, you can go out and be with everybody and see all the shows and do all the stuff and have a great time, but you have a respite, a
Hmm.
retreat to go back to for your peaceful time. And a lot of people complain about the crowds at pools. Well, if you have a private pool deck, you're not going to have that problem.
Right,
And
exactly. And that's definitely where you want to target Edge series because
yes,
they're the ones with the retreat sun deck, with the
right.
separate pool. You have a bar out there. They have great burgers out there. Just saying.
Yes, yes, yes. And I
Uh,
want to be right behind you on the magic carpet right now.
uh,
It's
yeah,
kind of mean of
that's
you to put that up there.
yeah, well, that's because I'd rather be there.
Yeah, we're just pretending we're having this presentation on the ship for sure.
What the heck?
Awesome. Well, again, Nancy, thank you so much. And to all of y'all, reach out to me. We probably have some kind of special promotion going on. I definitely have one going on March 17 through 31 of 2025. So reach out to me. My number is 205-393-1236, or you can go to travelcreatesmemories.com and reach me there. So any final words, Nancy, before we end this?
Just take care, everybody, and we look forward to having you on board one of our ships.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.